Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafter, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Welcome if you're a new person to my channel. I hope you'll enjoy my card make and maybe click on that subscribe button and ding the bell. So today we're going to make a card, and this card is going to be an Art Deco fan style card. Now there's lots of these out there and mine is pretty simple. I've kept it simple for this tutorial, but you can really expand on this and use different shapes, etc. I'm using the Love From Lizi August Super Kit. Normally we get our super kits in September, but Lizi brought it to us early this year in August. It's called Live, Love, Laughs, and most of the products I'm going to be used are from that kit. I have used a piece of 280 GSM cardstock from my stash because I wanted to make a 6x6 card base. So my card base measures 12 by 6. And I have scored it down the middle on the long end at 6 inches, and that has given me a 6x6 card base. This is going to be a top opening card, so our fold here will sit to the top. We're going to embellish the front of it, and then we're going to cut away some of it. So that's the card base. Next we're going to need some pieces. Now I have a piece of white cardstock. This one measures 2 inches by 6, and I have a piece of pattern paper. This measures 1 3/4 by 5 3/4. And don't worry, if you look down in the description below, you'll find the measurements for this card down there, as well as links, etc. to the products I use. So this is going to sit over the top like this, and we'll have a nice white border going around. Next, I have 2 pieces of white cardstock, and I have 2 pieces or strips of pattern paper. My white piece of cardstock measures 2 inches again by 5 inches in length, and then my pattern paper measures 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4, and these are going to sit like so on our piece, and when we're putting it together you'll understand why they are this size. Actually, that's the wrong one. This is the second piece. I was thinking that doesn't look right. So it'll sit like so, and we'll have a nice border going all around, and like I said, I have 2 of those. Next we have another 2 pieces of white cardstock and 2 pieces of pattern paper. So my white pieces are again 2 inches, and they're 4 inches long this time. My pattern paper are 3/4 of an inch in width, and then they are 3 3/4 in length, and both of those will sit on here like so. I've taken one of the little sentiment panels off one of the cut apart sheets that we got. This one is lovely. It's Live, Love, Laugh, and I figured the pattern, that, you know, these little flowers, etc., are very similar to what's going on in our pattern paper. I've taken some navy cardstock and I've cut a little border around this. Now my piece of pattern paper with our sentiment, it measures 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then our navy cardstock, it measures 2 1/8. I actually cut this freehand. I wanted a smaller border going around this, so I literally have about 1/8 of an inch going around there. So we have the navy, then there's the white, and then there's the color that's on the pattern paper. I've then taken some dies from my stash to do a happy birthday sentiment. These dies are from Love From Lizi. I'm not sure if they're available on the website, but I'll check and leave links to it if they are. I love using these dies. I think I go to these so much in my crafty stash. So if they are available and you don't have them, I would definitely recommend them. I use the happy birthday sentiments a lot with these word and shadow dies. And you can see here, I've die cut out my shadows in white, and I've die cut out my happy birthday here again in the navy cardstock. Then I've taken some of these, they're Love from Lizi Peeloffs. They are butterfly even butterfly strips, and when you take the strip off, you're left with the little butterfly inserts, or you can use the butterfly inserts and you're left with the strips. So we get a shorter strip and a longer strip, and I just love these little butterflies. I use them to embellish my nails. I don't have them on my nails today, but I love using the peel-offs to embellish my nails before I put my top coat on. So that's all the pieces that we're going to need to make this Art Deco fan style card. Let's go ahead now and look at doing a little bit of assembly. So I'm going to add my matte layers to the cardstock, and to do that I'm going to use some Collal adhesive. I use this adhesive quite a lot. I decant it into the smaller bottles, and that way I find it easier to use. And I also love to make my little glue pins to go in them. I have a tutorial on my channel if you'd like to make your own, and I also have them on Etsy if you'd like to just purchase one for yourself. So I'm going to add the mats and layers down now, and I'm going to do that in high speed, put a little music on. So now we have all our pieces and parts ready. Now we're going to focus on doing the fan shape. So I'm using my grid here to help me, because I want to make sure that when all these pieces are added on, they don't go over 6 inches. So if I add these two here, and then I add these two over here, that way then I can ensure that I'm not going to go over the 6 inches, and I can align everything up. So you can see here now, this one is literally butting up against this one. So they're butting up there in the middle. And again, I'm going to make sure they're nice and level there at the bottom with this piece. And now we can add our final piece here. I'll add a little bit of my Collal glue. And I haven't gone all the way over to the pattern paper because there'll be a little bit of a gap there. So again, I'm lining it up here now with this one. I'm going to make sure it's in line with the bottom one. And then pop that down there. And the great thing about the Collal glue is it'll give me a bit of wiggle room if I need to adjust anything. So they all look level along the bottom. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that now. That looks perfect. So before we go and embellish the front of this, what I want to do is I want to add this to my card base. So my deco fan will sit over it like this, but I don't want these pieces here. So what I'm doing is I'm lining it all up, and I'm going to take a pencil. And I'm going to mark out where my little steps are. And I'll do the same on this side. And now what I can do is I can move this out of the way and I can see my shape there. Now we're not going to cut across the top here because that is what's going to keep our card, you know, in a card shape. So we're just going to cut down across here, and I'm going to come inside this line and cut down. So it'll just be behind the back of these. So I'm going to use my scissors for doing this. You can use a trimmer or a sharp knife, whatever you're most comfortable with. I'm just going to use my scissors. So now I have that cut out. I'm going to just check it now for size because we might want to trim it another little bit. So I think that looks good. I think that looks good enough anyway. I might just trim a little bit off this side here. Yeah, so I'm delighted with that now. We can glue that on and then our card will sit like that. And it'll be connected here. So when the recipient opens it, this is the shape that they'll see. So I'm going to glue that down now using my collal glue to the front of our card base. Lovely. I'm delighted with that now. And I think that's going to look cool set on someone's mantelpiece, don't you? Okay, so now we can embellish it. I've put some foam tapes on the back of these and I figured they would be nice in there like that. And then I have my happy for up here and my birthday for down here. I thought that would be super sweet. Now, I wasn't sure if I wanted to lift up my happy and my birthday. And you know what? I think I do. I like the idea of them being lifted up as well. It gives a little shadow, gives a little I can't get my words out today. It gives a little dimension to our card. And I love that. But if you like to send things and, you know, adding foam tape on the back, you know, costs a bit more in this day and age where we're watching the pennies or the cents. Yeah, you know, you can just glue them straight down, but I do like to have a little bit of dimension on my cards, and I don't mind paying the little bit extra for the postage. So I'm happy to add some dimension there. So we'll cut some strips. And we'll cut a little bit off that there. Lovely. And I can add my foam tape now to my happy and my birthday. Now, so I'm going to add my happy. And I'm going to center this in here. Now you could put a little bit of liquid glue onto the back of your foam. That way it'll give you a little bit of wiggle room if you need to straighten anything up. And I'm going to do that now with this little panel. And it doesn't matter what glue you use. It just allows you to take the time. So I want to make sure this is in the middle as well and that it's straight, because my happy birthday will go down, my birthday will go down here. So I need to make sure I have enough room left for this. So I think that should be fine there. And that looks straight. So we'll add a little bit of pressure, and now we can put our birthday on. Now we got some lovely little diamantes or gems. To me they look like diamante diamonds, and we can embellish our panel with this. We also got some lovely ribbons. So if we wanted, we could pop a little ribbon up there as well. We could go with that color, or we could go with the yellow. I think I'll need to make my bows a little bit bigger. Lovely. I think I'll add that up there, and I'm going to add my little diamonds down. To finish up, I'm going to use a little bit of my sparkle pen, and I'm just going to go over my happy birthday. And I love this card. I love the deco style, and I thought I would like to do something that's quick and easy. This card from start to finish, I really think you could do it in about 30 minutes. You know, if you're not faffing around. Yeah, I think you could do it in about half an hour. They'd be a great batch card to make as well. I think would be lovely for any, you know, any occasion. Would definitely be good for Christmas or an anniversary. Yeah, I love that. So now I'm happy with this. We've got room inside to stamp a sentiment, and I'll do that. You'll see it in the pictures at the end, and there's plenty of room to write a message. It really does look lovely when it's stood up. I'm delighted with this, and it's a nice, simpler, easier style of card to make. I know that Sam from Mixed Up Crafts, Iced Images, I think Made in Windsor Lab as well. I think they have the fan deco style cards, but I like this stepped deco style. So that's it. That is our card for today. It's card number 2 using the Love from Lizi August Super Kit called Live, Love, Laugh. All the links are down in the description. You'll also find links to the design team members. They have some great inspiration to share with you on their channels, as well as links to the subscriptions, products I've used, etc. You can share your card make on Lizi's Facebook group and my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts. We'd love to see you there. If you liked my video, do leave a comment down below. Don't forget to click on the like button, click the subscribe button, and ding the bell. That way you won't miss card number 3. So until then, I'm going to say goodbye for now, folks, and happy crafting. Bye bye.